Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NBA on Wednesday, October 27th, 2021. My name is Steve. We're going to have 3 picks here for you today that I think are great value bets for the Wednesday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support in the channel. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 800 subscribers here by the end of the week. Also, be sure to check out our community Discord page. It's a great place to connect with our community and just to bounce bets and ideas off each other and just to chat about the slate of action going on in sports. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend that. I've had a lot of fun with the Discord. I think it's really great. Also, be sure to drop a comment down below with your favorite pick for today, your favorite play of the day in the Wednesday NBA slate. If you'd like it included in our Comet Capper section, just put a star or an asterisk next to your favorite play, and it'll be included in our video if it hits. Without further ado, let's get right into our results from the previous episode. So we'll start with our Comet Cappers. We had got to get the bag once again, calling the Oklahoma City Thunder team total under 107.5 points at minus 120 odds. Was able to cash that pretty easily. Thunder finished with 98. So great hit there for got to get the bag. As far as the stream results, they were not good again, guys. It's so weird. I got a sweep in baseball yesterday, 2-0, and I went 0-3 in the NBA. So I went 0-3 last episode, and I got swept, obviously, in the NBA here. We had Julius Randle, over 36.5 PRAs. And really, what happened here, he finished with 34. The Knicks got out by so much that ended up actually limiting his minutes because the Knicks were up by so much. They were up by 30 at one point in this game. I'm like, I mean, it's great, but obviously that hurt as far as our PRAs go. He ended up coming back and actually getting close. He played in the fourth quarter. They brought him back in because it got somewhat close. And I got excited, but just couldn't quite get there. We had the Warriors covering a -9 spread versus the versus the Thunder. They ended up winning by 8, so on the hook on that one as well. It looked like they were going to cover there on the last minute. I thought the Thunder would foul. It was an 8-point game with about 20 seconds to go. I was thinking the Thunder might foul, put them on the line. Just didn't quite happen. Then the under in the Nuggets-Jazz game, that one fell apart. That one fell over at halftime. It actually got somewhat close near the end, but it really, at halftime, I knew that was going to be a lost cause. So 0-3. I continue to trust the research guys, though. Sometimes they have a tough start to the season. I'm 2-8 to start the season. I'm not trying to hide nothing from you guys. It's been a rough start to the year. Honestly, though, I'm not concerned. That's fairly normal to have a slow start to the year, but we'll get back after it. We're going to get that 3-0 today, guys. We're going to stay after it. So getting right into our picks for today, at number 1, we are going with the New Orleans Pelicans team total under 107.5 points here versus the Hawks at minus 114 odds. So far the Hawks, once again, off to a strong start here defensively, picking up right where they left off there in the playoffs. Hawks ranking 3rd in the NBA right now in defensive efficiency. They've held all 3 teams they've played so far to start the season under 107 points. The highest total that they've allowed is 104. So they're 3-0 versus this line to start the year, so I love that. And they're going up against a team here in the Pelicans that ranks 27th in offensive efficiency. So, the loss of Zion really hurting them. No Zion Williamson, obviously, for this game, so I think they're going to struggle again in this one as well. Their totals so far on the season are 112, 89, and 107 so far for the Pels here to start the season. The game they got 112 points. They got into a high scoring match there with the Bulls, but I don't foresee that happening here. Hawks are a very good defensive team. The Bulls still aren't quite there yet on the defensive end. I think they'll improve as the season goes on, but I think this matchup here is going to be particularly tough here for the Pelicans. Last season, this line also cashed in both games that the Pelicans and Hawks played. Pelicans scored 107 and 103 last season. But again, I think you got to take into account that's with Zion on the floor. We don't have no Zion here for the Pels in this game, so that's obviously a huge loss for them. So I love it there for our number 1 pick, guys. Pelicans team total under 107.5 points versus the Hawks at minus 114 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we are going with the Miami Heat plus 4.5 spread here versus the Brooklyn Nets at minus 114 odds. So far to start the season, guys, the Brooklyn Nets are off to a very slow start. Already have a home loss to the Charlotte Hornets. So that is obviously not good. They rank 16th in defensive efficiency, 21st in offensive efficiency. They're 2-2. Obviously not performing to expectations so far to open the season. And you just wonder how much the Kyrie Irving situation is hurting them as far as being a distraction. You saw it the other day when people were protesting outside of the Barclays Center, and the Nets went on to lose by 16 to the Hornets. You do wonder about that stuff, right? I mean, the players are only human. The stuff has got to get to them at some point as far as all the noise and that kind of stuff. So, I think, obviously that's going to continue to play a role here against the Heat. They're playing against the championship contender here in the Miami Heat, who rank 1st in defensive efficiency, 12th in offensive efficiency, so I like that. The Heat overall off to a solid start. They did have a road loss there to the Indiana Pacers in overtime, but that game was played without Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry will be available for this game. Outside of Victor Oladipo being out, which we're all aware of that, there's no other significant injuries here for the Miami Heat coming in. And obviously the Nets will be without Kyrie. So I love the Heat here, guys, on the road. I think they're for real. I think they're going to have a great season. They're performing to expectations, particularly on the defensive end. No surprises there. The additions of PJ Tucker, Kyle Lowry in the offseason, great defensive players. You're adding that to Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. They're going to be a terrific defensive team. I know that for sure. And they'll be solid, obviously, offensively. Butler is skilled offensively with all the shooters that they have as well. So I love it there for our number 2 pick. Miami Heat plus 4.5 spread here versus the Brooklyn Nets at minus 114 odds. Okay, and finally at number 3, we are going with CJ McCollum over 23.5 points here versus the Memphis Grizzlies at minus 110 odds. So far, CJ McCollum in 2 home games this season, 34 points and 28 points at home. He is 4-2 in his last 6 versus the Grizzlies to this line. His 2 losses, he scored 22 and 23 points. So he was on the hook in both losses. So I love that. Honestly, it's kind of like what we talked about with Randall yesterday, but obviously it didn't work out. But I love this line here against the Grizzlies. And as far as the history goes, it does matter to me. As far as last season, a lot of the same personnel on the team there for the Grizzlies, and they're still bad defensively. Grizzlies ranked dead last in defensive efficiency at 30th, so I love that. And like I said, McCollum is off to a very strong start here to start the season. Even in his road contest, he scored 20 points. So McCollum really in all 3 has scored the ball well. He's played well, which I love to see that. This is going to be, I think, a high-scoring affair here up in Portland. They tend to rack up the points there. So I'm expecting a lot out of McCollum here. 23.5 points, so very reasonable when you're talking about how he's performed historically against the Grizzlies, over his last 6. And then so far to start the season at home. I love it. So take it there for your number 3 pick. CJ McCollum over 23.5 points here versus the Grizzlies at minus 110 odds. Okay, and that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 800 subscribers here by the end of the week. Also be sure to check out our community Discord. It's a great place to connect with our community. I'll have that link in the comment section and in the description as well. And also just remember to place your favorite bet down below in the comment section. Love to chat with you guys about that. If you want it included in our comment capper section, just put a star or an asterisk next to your pick so I know what your official pick is. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.